Good morning, January 19, 2026. You're rocking with Doug, originator of 60 Gang on the YouTube page. Well, we got 29 degrees out here and it's rocking cold, but the money is green, so I'm out here in the streets, feel me? So, the big news everybody's still talking about is the podcast that took place last Tuesday between Anton and Corey. I was a Corey fan. I used to go to some of Corey's comedy show. I thought he was pretty funny for the up and coming and present day comedians today. I was like, Corey, he one of the best. Well, I'm grading him. I'm like, I'm not seeing nobody on this level. So I'll be watching his shows, the 5150 show, I was thinking about buying apparel. I thought he's pretty cool. And then him and Anton Daniels had the podcast last Tuesday, and it blew up. Everybody's joined, pick sides of who they with, and who won, and who lost. I'm old school, I'm OG, I'm older than both of them. You feel me? What I saw on that podcast was Corey Holcomb being very disrespectful right off the rip. And I saw Antoine Daniels taking in defense and hit him below the belt with this S&D comment. You know, we can't say it on YouTube. So, in my opinion, Corey Holcomb instigated the issue. Antoine Daniels respectfully finished that conversation. Respectfully. And you would look at both individuals and physically say, oh, well, Corey kicked that nigga's ass, man. He's going to kick his ass. That would be the worst thing for Corey to do. Because YouTube know that as bullying. And what I saw was a bigger man confronting a littler man who he invited on his show. Let's not forget that. He first disrespected the man. I saw every bit of it. Corey initiated by disrespecting him. That's why I don't respect you, and he went off on him. So my man took that as a low blow. And so he loaded up his ammunition and said, when I get my shot, I'm going to take my shot and get my respect back. So he hit him with, he knew Corey hurt. Corey's always talking about backdooring. So he knew that would be, that would hit him in the nerve. And that's exactly what he did. He called him out with this indeed comment. And it did work. It wasn't saying, he wasn't trying to say that Corey was really physically S&D'ing. He was just saying in the context of what he doing, that he is S&D'ing to his, he was S&D'ing to his base. Or the people who are behind the reason he get paid. Cancel. And so I thought it was very disrespectful for Corey to come and on this podcast, invite someone on this podcast who's also a black man, and just right off the top disrespect him because of his opinions of how he felt about the man. I say, despite how you feel about the man, the first thing you do is don't disrespect the man, respect the man for even showing up on your show. He didn't have to show, but he showed. He wanted to have a conversation with you, but then Corey, in my opinion, showed his immaturity by disrespecting another grown-ass man. Two grown-ass men, like he was saying, you don't disrespect a grown-ass man in a conversation because it leads to war. But you started it. And I can't blame Anton Daniels for finishing it. I mean, you get all riled up, which leads me to the next subject. You got riled up for something you started, and it shows your immaturity as a comedian, as a man and you might be over 50 now. You should have never got up out of your chair and go and confront that man over some shit you started. You don't like what he said, you got to be able to accept it because you started it. You said it, you initiated it, he finished it, and then you tried to go all into gangster mode, all in his face, trying to intimidate another grown-ass man. And it didn't work. And your other little dick riders, Craig Fax, number one dick rat initiated himself all in an AB conversation trying to see his way in it. I saw Curry Facts yesterday, seeing his way into something that don't have nothing to do with him. He ain't no but a dick rider. And I lost, when I saw that and when I saw what you did, I lost all respect for you and your show and your personnel. And I used to always comment, something ain't right with Darlene. Darlene, if you still remain on the show, you crazy as hell. I always thought something was wrong with you. Y'all have a democratic mindset. It means y'all are on the plantation, which is exactly what Corey was trying to speak on. Y'all didn't want to hear it, especially Corey. He kept cutting them off. He asked him a question, and before he could finish the question, Corey moved on to another subject matter because he wasn't hearing. He didn't like what he was hearing. It's just on Corey. I think it was very disrespectful. And then when he hit back, you couldn't take it. You could dish it, but you can't take it. So yeah, I blame you, my friend. That was all you fucking up. Now, I'm not sure if your broadcast Tuesday. If you come on Tuesday, I will be surprised because YouTube has something, a clause against bullying. Even AI bullying is against policy of YouTube. You can make an AI character bully someone and get suspended. You did it physically in real time. Got out of your chair acting like a little child, walking over there and a guy that's physically smaller than you, trying to intimidate him, telling him to say it again. You know he wasn't going to say it again. But he told you to come outside. You wouldn't go outside. And when he punked you by telling you to come on outside, I lost all my respect for you right then and there because you started some shit you couldn't back up. You started off writing a check, disrespectful check that you couldn't cash. When he said, let's go outside and handle it, you punked down. Showed your little ass. You look right immature. And so now I'm no longer respecting you as a man and as a comedian. There's something wrong. You need some help. You don't attack people who takes the time out of their life to come and visit your show. You should have gave him the respect, and you should have gave him the time to respond to the questions that you gave him. You asked him a question, but you never gave him an opportunity to answer. And people saw that. I'm regular people. I'm not trying to be a celebrity. I'm the regular people that's watching your show, and that's what I saw. I saw the ultimate disrespect. You should never do that, my brother. Never. I expect him to back down. He won't go back down. And you act like a damn child. Say it again. Get up if I say it again. That nigga wasn't gonna say shit again. And no, and I didn't blame him. Fuck all that nonsense. And Craig Facts come out disrespecting somebody who ain't said a goddamn thing about him. Didn't have nothing to do with him, but he made it his business. Talking about how Anton left town, got on the plane, and all that. So what? That's none of your business. Did you expect him to hang around? Both of y'all, Craig and Corey, y'all both immature, man. Immature like a motherfucker, in my opinion. Y'all remind me of two high school niggas. We ain't gonna do that shit. I'm from Chicago. And then Craig come getting on the bus late and shit. After the fact, trying to instigate somebody else's goddamn issues. Man, it has shit to do with you, my nigga. Now, so I'll be surprised if Corey's show come on Tuesday. I will definitely be surprised. So We are done with that conversation. So right now, guys, let's enjoy the ride. Grove to Loganville. Done for the day. All this content creation shit is starting to be a thing of the past. You know, we got so many content creators now, man. You can't even make no money. Everybody's a content creator. My dog's a content creator. Shit. So the cost, the money ain't there no more because everybody trying to get to the bag. You gotta work twice as hard to sell other merchandise or find other avenues of revenue to make any money. Because now, you know, content creating is getting to be a thing of the past. YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and the other one, they just using y'all for content and giving y'all pennies now. That wave is now over with. That's why I don't even care what I put out, because shit, it ain't no money in it. Snoop Dogg get 10 million views and get less than $10,000 on streaming. Just ain't worth it though. Times have definitely changed. Access to information is so readily available now that I can make a Snoop Dogg song with Snoop Dogg AI. Put the nigga on tour. He can put himself on tour without even going anywhere. Virtual tour. Just AI stream his concert. It's crazy, ain't it? That's the way it is. Alright, I'm done for the day. I'm gonna go home.
Going on here? Listen. Y'all not listening. Y'all not looking at the thing. Look, the subject, the title, all of this stuff is cool, but I'm looking at something completely different from what y'all looking at. And maybe it's because I'm a bag chaser. All right? Maybe it's because I'm a bag chaser. I appreciate the love and the stimmy pack that we gave the internet and that we was trending on Twitter. We was trending on Twitter. But Nick Shirley got 1.4 million views in 2 days. $1.4 million views in 2 days. When I approach life, I am not studying the culture. I am studying everybody. I want to know who's doing what, how they're doing it successfully, and why they are so successful. This is why I don't just look at the stuff that we think is culturally appropriate. I'm looking at everybody and I'm like, man, you know why? Because CNN and Fox News and all of them, they're covering Nick Shirley. I'll get to that later, but this is what y'all wanted me to talk about, so this is what we'll get into.
I'm asking. No. You don't ask me nothing. 10.2. Never heard of it?
They know we're shining the light.
This instant change within the government as the Fed sent thousands of federal agents to Minnesota, and the HHS froze over $185 million in all payments to child care. And while politicians like Tim Walz call people like me white supremacists and far-right delusional conspiracy theorists for exposing the fraud, meanwhile, he actually dropped out of running for re-election. The Minnesota fraud scandal has erupted the nation as protests and riots took place, all starting because daycares like Quality Learning Center were exposed. However, the daycares is only a small portion of the fraud taking place in Minnesota. In this video, I will take you into what has continued to allow this fraud to happen and connect all of the dots for you, exposing all of the fraud from strange connections of the business owners and the politicians who have openly admitted to the fraud on live TV. And to dive deep into the fraud, I met back up with the local David, who has been investigating this widespread fraud scandal for years. So here in Minnesota, you have
Dog, Nick Shirley is doing what CNN is supposed to do. Start with the timestamp 4615. What's up, V. Nicole? I'm gonna read that shortly. You know why CNN and MS Now and places like that are mad at Nick Shirley? Because Nick Shirley is basically showing you why those networks shouldn't even be in existence, because they're not really doing true journalism anymore. They're not doing true journalism anymore. Nick Shirley is doing the work that they used to spend millions and millions, and if not millions, billions of dollars getting anchors, big cameras, all of that. And he just in the streets. Booked a hotel room, pulled up in Minneapolis, hit the streets, went to their the local whatever in order for them to do a Freedom of Information Act, pulling the records, and he out there in the streets running it up. Running it up, taking care of business, getting that bag too.
Care fraud, you have adult daycare fraud, you have healthcare fraud, and you even have more fraud. What's some of the fraud that's all
versus my 100,000 cash?
They're all silent. What do you think about the fraud here?
Hey, the fraud here in Minnesota, I ain't gonna lie, is crazy. Like, what do you mean specifically? What do you mean?
Yeah, how do you feel about this daycare, for instance, receiving $1.9 million? And they couldn't even spell learning right. They spelled leering.
Hey, man, Somalis, they're an interesting creature. I'm not gonna lie, I can't say too much. I'm already too hot, but...
I'm already too hot, but I'm on camera.
I mean, Tim Walz, you gotta solve this stuff. Minnesota really cracked.
Has gone. Well, it's been well tracked that a lot of the money, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, has been funneled through TSA at the airport inside of Minnesota. It's been well tracked and documented. Even in 2017, there was reports coming from the local Fox News station, and I was actually able to meet up with a whistleblower who used to work as an agent at TSA on the side of narcotics, and he saw millions of dollars go through TSA. And what kind of fraud did you see take place here in Minnesota?
So I worked for the airport police for 31 years. 24 of those years I worked in narcotics at MSP Airport. And my recollection was from about 2015-16 to 2021 when I retired. I would get emails from our dispatch saying like 2 male Somali descent individuals. They would give us their names. They claimed the cash, that they had a large amount of cash at the checkpoints. We'd get all this information in an email, and I believe they would send it right away. So TSA would contact our dispatch telling us this, then our dispatch would relay the info via email to us.
And how much was the money?
The money, the smallest amount in a suitcase that I heard was like $750,000.
These people been running up a bag for a long time, bro. A long time. And you know what they did? Do you know how they were able to do this for so long, for all of this time? Because they've been under temporary protective status and migrating over here to Minneapolis since over 30 years ago. They've been under temporary protective status since the 90s. You know how they was able to do it? Being quiet. Being quiet. All they did differently than most other people, and this is the real conversation about wealth being silent, all they did differently than other people was try to draw the least amount of attention to themselves. That's it. That's the difference. That is the difference between success and failure, is that when you are committing fraud and when you are doing something that you're not supposed to do, they stayed low, they stayed under the radar, and they didn't draw any attention to themselves. That's why, let me tell you something. I talked to a guy, I think I might have told y'all about him because he actually grew up with me. I talked to a guy that's Somali, and I was asking him about his culture. I might be able to bring him on the show. I don't think he want to show himself like that right now because it's kind of hot. But I talked to a guy that's Somali, and I asked him, I said, man, what do you think about all of these protests that's happening over in Minneapolis? And they got all of these white people over there and stuff like that. And we got these liberal apologists and everything like that, right? I said, what do your people think about these people? He said they hate them people. He said they hate those people. I said, why? He said, Anton, do you realize, have you seen any Somalis protesting at all? All of the people that think that they doing something, that think that they in the mix, those people hate y'all. You know why? Because you bring in even more heat and you messing up the money. And basically what you're doing is driving more and more and more and more agents. All right, let's say that you don't necessarily like Trump. Let's say you don't agree with him, right? Let's say that you absolutely hate him. The one thing that we know about Trump is that Trump is not the type of person where you protest against him and he says, you know what? These people are protesting, and so I'm going to go ahead and move out the way. When you protest against him as a liberal, Trump thinks to himself, and this is my assumption, right? I haven't talked to him about this and none of that. I would imagine, based off of his actions, that Trump be like, you know what? I must be doing something right. I must be doing something right. Because these people are angry. And he said, man, they hate them people out there. I said, why they hate the white people out there? Why they hate the liberal whites and the protesters? He said, man, because they basically making the spot hot. They're blowing up the spot. They said they don't want Nick Shirley out there. He said, we emailing Nick Shirley under aliases, other stuff that people are doing in other communities throughout the country, so he'll go somewhere else. I promise you, this is what he said. He said, bro, we don't want Nick Shirley. We don't want no more ICE. We don't want no more coverage. We don't want people flying here. And we certainly, and he said all of this is because these people is out here terrorizing, tearing up, and vandalizing ICE cars and stuff. He said, and the more they out here, the longer they here, the more agents that they sending in here. He said, we not at the malls. He said, they're not even showing, bro, they said that the malls is so empty. It used to be bustling, it used to be popping. He said the malls are empty. Empty. Stores empty. People ain't sending their kids to school. They keeping it moving. They like, you know what? We gonna chill out for a while, and we gonna slow motion. So in a sense, in a way, they always have the opposite effect of the thing that they think that they're gonna do. 700 thou wow, bro. I can't go through the airport. You know what they told me? Because I like to carry a decent amount of money when I'm going to Vegas and stuff like that, depending on if it's the weekend, because the bank ain't open and I want to be able to spend some money, right? They told me that anything over 10,000, I think it's 10,000, that I have to declare it. That I don't lose it, but I have to say that I got it. So I'm gonna bring $9,998. Because I don't want to have to declare nothing. Because then I'm at their disposal. Then they can ask me questions. Hey, where did you get it from? What do you do for a living? All of that type of stuff. They told me that anything over $10,000, I have to declare it. And I have to tell them, hey, listen, I got over $10,000. Because they don't want me actually, transporting and all of that other stuff, right? They carrying 700 bands through the airport. $700 minimum. Dog, I wouldn't even feel comfortable going through the airport with $700. I'm gonna automatically think I'm gonna get flagged. Man, what? How?
But generally, it was anywhere from $1 million to $6 million in a suitcase, and there usually was.
I didn't know.
As far as I can remember, there was always
those was duffel bags. That ain't no suitcase. Them is duffels. Have y'all ever seen an M in person? It's a lot. It's heavy. It's heavy. It's heavy. It's heavy. It's heavy. That's a duff. That's more. Them is duffel bags. Mr. Duffel Bag Boy. Them is duffels. Them is not. Them ain't suitcases. Them ain't briefcases. That ain't nothing. Them is duffels, and it's heavy. Usually when you start getting to that money that big, they weigh it. These niggas was running up a bag so much, bro. And you know what it is? You know what the worst part about this is that they were actually moving money. That's all taxpayer dollars. That is taxpayer money. They moving money out the country through taxpayer dollars, bro. That's crazy. That is insane. To think that they is basically pilfering and plundering. They was laughing at y'all. These people are so wild. Yo, 60 to 80% of them is on food stamps. 60 to 80% of them. So they getting paid to live, paid to steal, and they taking it straight through the airport with no problems. This is crazy, bro. This is crazy. If I call you and ask you to give me A-plan papers, we call them A-plan papers here in Detroit. Give me A-plan papers. They're really the family plan in order for you to get the best discount for your car. I gotta make sure that I go through the rigmarole if I call and get a discount in order for me to buy an American vehicle. I'm calling around, hey man, I tried that when I bought my Challenger. I called somebody and I said, yo, I need the papers or whatever. Man, do you know that it's Stellantis, but we call it Chrysler. Man, Stellantis took me through the ringer. I had to go and substantiate, sending extra documents, all kind of junk, just for me to get a discount so I can buy it. These people was taking 6 M's through the airport, minimum 1. Yeah, you gotta have a PIN number, but then they wanted to flag it because it was like, we want to double check and all of this stuff. Crazy, man.
2 individuals traveling. So you would have maybe one guy with 2.2 million and another guy with 3 million. And
And at airports, you're able to take $10,000 without declaring it. How are these guys able to take millions of dollars?
Because as far as I know, as long as they declared it, they were fine. So then TSA would contact HSI and Customs, and I'm sure they got the information. We got the information. My administration knew about it, and I trust that they sent that on to higher state officials on this, but nothing was ever done the whole time I was there. I talked to one individual. We were going after narcotic cash leaving the airport. This was always fraud. We had no nexus to that this cash was related to narcotics. So our hands were kind of tied. We couldn't do a whole lot.
How do you suspect these Somalians had millions of dollars to move in an airport?
We would rack our heads all the time, like, where are they getting this? Where in the world are they getting this money? And I had heard about these daycares and whatnot, but I mean, I thought at the time, okay, maybe they had 10 daycares, but apparently they have a lot more than that. We were all just racking our heads trying to figure this out.
So you openly saw just millions of dollars get moved through these airports.
I saw one time, I saw an open suitcase with the cash.
And you telling me that Tim Walz, Ilhan Omar, Jacob Fry, legislators, man, I can't even breathe without getting audited. Bruh, what? And they've been doing this for years, man, years. They've been running up a bag for years on years. Somebody said go to 740. What's that 740? Let me see.
Have no idea where there's parking them because there is no parking anywhere near this office.
We've arrived to the transportation company. We're outside, and right there we have a Loving Arms adult daycare. All the windows are completely boarded out right there, and there's supposed to be a transportation company registered right here. It's 617, but it's a liquor store. And so the location here is 607 and also 617. These are two transportation companies. We're all on a main road right now, and this is 607, and it is not a transportation company. It's actually a money transfer, but it's registered here, 607. This does not look like Safari Transportation. Where is the transportation company?
I don't see any signs denoting that there's any transportation. It's all just looks like money wiring. But if you look at the Secretary of State's office, state of Minnesota, Safari Transportation, 607 Cedar Avenue, and it's been registered here since 2015. That was the original filing.
So let's see if we have the manager. Let's see if we can find Fuad. Hello. How are you? We're looking for the transportation company.
Safari Transportation?
Looking for Safari Transportation?
There's addresses.
There's no Safari Transportation here.
No Safari Transportation?
Safari Transportation,
please,
607 Cedar Avenue.
We're just looking for Safari Transportation.
We don't know.
So, but this is registered for Safari Transportation,
know.
That's the
607.
address.
Okay, we don't know.
We're asking where Safari Transportation is.
We don't know.
Did you
Okay,
know
so the
Fuad
business is
Omar?
not here.
Don't record.
Fuad Omar?
Fuad Omar,
We don't know. This, do you see this? What is this?
money transferring.
That's it.
Okay,
Well, this
registered.
is from the state.
This.
Well, do this look like a money transfer place?
Yeah, we did find out. This is fraud right here.
Registered here
This is
since
registered.
2015.
2015?
Safari Transportation, state of Minnesota.
2015 one. Oh, yeah.
Well, but it's registered now. This is current, just off the state of Minnesota website today.
Sir, please.
This is from today. I just printed this off today. Fuad Omar.
Go check it out.
We're here. This is 607. We're Safari Transportation.
It's not Safari, period.
Okay, so it's a fraudulent business.
Did you see Safari anything here?
Exactly.
Did you see?
Exactly. It's not
Did you see
here.
it?
It's a fraud.
Did you see, sir?
Okay, thank you. We're going to go to the next address.
See.
All right, let's keep moving on. So 607, this is supposed to be Safari Transportation, no transportation company. And now we're going to 617, another transportation company. However, it is actually Cedar Riverside Liquor. Where is the transportation company?
617.
617 right
Greenline
here.
Transportation for the state of Minnesota is registered to 617 Cedar Avenue South.
And it's a liquor store. Save it. They aren't even trying to hide that these
Yeah.
are transportation companies. Where are the vans at?
Should we ask?
Let's go ask.
Nick gotta throw that guy
Hey, we're
back,
looking for a Dreamline Transportation.
What's that?
Now we're in 617, Dreamline Transportation. Where is the transportation company?
We don't have this.
You ever heard of Safari Transportation?
Safari, I know Safari, that many wiring, 607.
The money wiring.
Yeah.
Okay, that's money wiring. We're looking for Safari Transportation.
607.
They said they never heard of it.
I never did. Safari company, the money wiring, they send money there. That's the 607.
So Safari gets the money and then they wire it out.
Yeah, money.
That man just said that Safari is actually a money wiring company, so therefore they're receiving money and then wiring it somewhere underneath the name of a transportation
So they
company.
said to go here.
Suite A right here. And then you have 617A right here, but this is reliable services, immigration, travel, and tax. I do not see a transportation company anywhere.
Morning. Hey, we're hoping to find Dreamline Transportation. Have you ever heard of it?
I'm not right. That's next door.
He said to ask here, so you would know.
That's next door. This is a mailbox. It's not what it's called.
So Dreamline Transportation could be nothing more than a mailbox. 834.
So it could be one of these mailboxes. Well,
Okay, see you later.
The whole company in
607?
Melbourne.
This is such fraud at the highest level.
Safari Transportation doesn't exist. It's actually a money wiring business. 617 Dreamline, inside of there, it's actually a liquor store. And then 617A is a place where there's a bunch of mailboxes and it says reliable ITT services. How are you doing, man?
I just want to ask you,
Yes, sir.
why are you sensationalizing the propaganda?
What are we
to-
sensationalizing?
To attack our community. What's your final objective?
We're
Are
not
you-
attacking your
are you-
community by any means.
Are you making
We're
good money
looking-
from this?
We're looking for fraud.
No, I'm
For
not.
instance, can you answer our question? Where's Safari Transportation Company 607?
Yes, sir.
It's not there.
How
And why don't you
How
answer?
much money are
Why don't
you?
you answer the
How much
question?
money
Where's
are you
617 Dreamline Security?
How much money are you making?
I make money off of YouTube. That's how I make my money.
Exactly. So you're making money off of sensationalizing
That my job
and attacking the
is.
Somali community.
I'm not attacking you guys. We're asking.
I'll tell you the
fraud is
reason why
fraud,
this is
sir.
happening. All right. Let me tell
David,
you the reason why.
Fraud
you're
is fraud,
attacking
correct?
Yes.
This has nothing to do with race. This is fraud.
this.
Is
This
fraud.
absolutely has to do with us being Muslim.
No, it does not.
All right, and us being from Africa.
No.
Here we go. Yo, listen, they no different than black culture. They just getting money. That's the difference. This is no different than black culture. You know who he is? You know who he is? D.L. Hughley. Getting the money while still blaming himself as a victim.
Yeah.
How are they any different than the culture that we have that paints themselves as victims, except for they actually getting richer? You know what? It's because we're Muslim. It's because we're from Africa. It's because we're Muslim and we're from Africa.
Africa.
This is crazy, bro.
This is a constitutional argument. If you don't want us here, change the freedom of religion. Say, listen, we don't want Muslims in this country anymore.
We're not saying that.
No.
We're not
Because
saying that.
when I go
Sir,
onto
we're
your
talking
comments,
about fraud. You're
when
talking.
I go onto your comments,
My comments.
what I see is people that say we do not want Muslims here. Kick every single Muslim in Minnesota out of Minnesota.
That's a comment.
You are listen. You're
That's not what I'm
preparing.
saying.
You're preparing for the Somali community to maybe be taken to concentration camps, just like
How?
the Japanese community. All
How?
right, you're sensationalizing.
No, we're not.
All right,
Sir,
something that
answer
can
the
listen.
question. Where
That's something
where
that
is
can,
the transportation
something
vehicle
that can
company?
jeopardize
Answer the question.
the safety and the protection of
This
the
is
Somali
fraud.
community.
We're talking
If
about
anything
fraud, sir.
happens to the Somali
We're talking about
community, listen,
fraud.
I'm not doing anything. I'm not physically touching
You're
you.
getting very close.
I'm not physically
You're
touching
very
you.
close.
No, I'm not physically touching you.
This is fraud. We're talking about fraud.
What you're
You're
doing,
you're
what
defending
doing,
fraud.
when
You're
I go
defending
into your
fraud.
comments,
You're defending fraud.
people who hate Muslims
Okay,
want
people
us
can-
out of here
People can say
for
what they
being
want. I'm
Muslim,
not censoring
are
anybody.
using your material. Islamophobes use your material. People who hate Islam use your material. Say to us, we don't want you here. Change the constitution. But guess what? Let me tell you something. Guess what?
Say it. We're asking about
You know,
fraud.
what
We're
you
asking
do,
about fraud.
you hate Muslims.
I'm not saying I hate
You
Muslims.
hate you
We're
know
talking
you
about
hate
fraud.
Muslims.
We're talking
Why are
about
you
fraud.
attacking us?
This
Are we
is
the
fraud.
only community
We're
that
talking-
suffers because of fraud?
We're talking about
Are we
fraud.
the only community that does fraud? Are we the only community that does this?
This is about
All right,
fraud.
but there's what, 300 Somali
This is
providers
fraud.
in all of Minnesota?
There's actually
I'm not-
800.
don't touch me. Is there like-
So,
you speak English?
transportation companies.
Mr. Security doesn't even speak English. Listen,
Yeah,
let me tell
so
you something.
see, this isn't a race issue, sir.
Listen, let me
This
tell
is
you
about fraud.
something. We have, what, 1,000 providers?
Yeah, you guys have a...
Even it's 2,000 providers.
Okay,
You
sir.
want to sacrifice the safety of
Sir.
80,000 people
We're not
because of fucking 2,000 providers?
That's enough.
Are you fucking mad? Are you stupid?
I'm not stupid, you're stupid.
You're
Where's the transportation company?
sensationalizing. What about if a mass
Listen.
shooting happens in Minnesota? It will be because of you. It will be because of you. If any Somali gets hurt in Minnesota, it's because of Nick Shirley.
This
If
is-
any Somali,
this is about
if
fraud.
one single Somali gets hurt,
This is about
it's
fraud,
because
sir.
of you. Sensationalizes. You son of a sensationalizes.
Wow, you're
Get the
very
fuck
nice.
out of our neighborhood.
Very nice.
Get the fuck out of our
Sir,
neighborhood.
can you tell me where the
Get the
transportation
fuck out of
company
our neighborhood. We don't want you here. Get the fuck out of here.
is? Calm down, sir.
Get the fuck out of here.
Sir, this is
You want
about
to
fraud.
sensationalize? You want clicks?
You're
You got clicks.
sensationalizing yourself,
You
sir.
wanted clicks?
You're sensationalizing yourself.
You wanted clicks? You wanted YouTube?
Tell me where the
You
transportation
wanted
vehicle
YouTube
is.
clicks? You got YouTube clicks. Now get the fuck out of our community.
Tell me where the
Get the
transportation
fuck out of our
vehicle is.
community.
Tell me where the...
You
This
stupid,
is about
racist
fraud.
motherfucker.
This is-
Say I don't want
This is
Muslims
about
here.
fraud.
Say I don't want Muslims here. Say it. Say
I'm
I
not-
want to change the constitution.
No, I don't
and
want to
wanna
change the
freedom of
Constitution.
religion, and I don't want Muslim Somalis in Minnesota to kick them out. I was born in this country. You have to take the passport away from me. That is what you are
Sir,
arguing for.
we're not talking...
Change the constitution.
This is about fraud.
Appreciate it.
Get the fuck out of our community.
This is about fraud.
Get the fuck out of our community. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Stupid fucking idiot.
Tell me where the transportation company is then.
Get the fuck out of here.
Obviously, for this video, we had to get security because look at this now. All right, we're going. We're going. But there is no transportation company in there. Fraud. There were no transportation companies.
This is crazy, bro. This is so insane. I wonder if any of my ops have ever made any of their friends millionaires. Or are they all still dependent on them? If they keep the faucet on, just give them a little bit of a sip so that they can make them dependent on them. Because if you can't make your friends millionaires, if you can't get your people no money, if you can't make them rich, if you can't ultimately give them the game and give them the alley-oop in order for them to do their own thing so that they can go off and be great by themselves, if that's what they want to do, then I don't think that you the big homie. I don't respect big homies that's not big homie. And I don't respect big homies that reach out to the little homie so the little homie can crash out for them. I think you should always put in your own work. I think you should always put in your own work. I don't respect the big homie if the big homie got to tell the little homie, hey, I need you to crash out for me, or I need you to hold me down. I don't respect that. The little homie is supposed to reach out to the big homie so that the big homie can either put him on, give him some advice, or guide him the right way and put him in a position so that they can go off and do their own thing. That's the big homie. Again, the culture is messed up. The culture is messed up. You never supposed to get the little homie, hey man, you know what my homies do? You know what they do? Hey, Anti, man, I'm ready to. I said, nah, chill out. That's not what we doing. Stand down, slow motion. Don't do no live streams. Don't start defending me. Don't go out on my behalf. Don't crash out. Don't do none of that. Focus on running it up, getting the money, and go in. Focus on that. We don't do that. You know what we do? We put our own work in. We stand on our own too. We do what we do. We be the example for the next group of people that's supposed to run it up. That's what we do. So when I see Craig Smith, shout out to Craig Smith. I like him. Wasted talent. Seems to put themselves in the wrong position. I know that they in crash out mode because they trying to defend their big homie. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Craig, man. Shout out to Craig. I like you, bro. I think that you a really good guy, honest to God. In every way, shape, and form, I think that you are a really, really good guy. But I just be looking at y'all relationship and how y'all moving, and I'm like, damn, this nigga's still a little homie in his 40s? 30s and 40s, you still putting in work? You know what I'm saying? Like, Craig do what my nephews do. They in their early 20s, you know what I'm saying? They still figuring it out. It's almost like Arrested Development, you know what I'm saying? It's like an Arrested Development type of shit. I don't know what that is. Honestly, I don't know what that is. Craig is doing what he got to do. You can't blame him. Okay, I get it, Dan. I get it. I feel you. All right. Niggas is out here crashing out. You jumping fences in your 40s? You supposed to be catching flights. This nigga said he parked his car. He drove and he parked his car and then he jumped the fence. I'm never jumping fences, nigga. I'm walking in. I'm a walk in regular. What kind of direction is that? And I be thinking about, and these are supposed to be the OGs. These are the niggas that y'all listen to. And y'all be like, yeah, man, that's a real one. No, this is called Arrested Development. See, as I cook these niggas, and as I continue to go down this pathway of arch villain, as I'm in my villain era, and I know that the little homies is on the look at me. You got niggas that's trying to bandwagon, man, I want to debate Anton. I want to debate. You want to alley-oop? Why y'all not hollering at y'all big homie to get the alley-oop? I see